Book 4:4. I'll speak of Tarpeia's grove, Tarpeia's unsightly tomb, by Prprts. I'll speak of Tarpeia's grove, Tarpeia's unsightly tomb, and the capture of the temple of ancient Jove. Hidden in an ivied dell, there was a prospering wood, where many a tree replied to the native springs, Sylvanus' branchy home, where pleasant pipings ordered the sheep to come from the fiery heat in order to drink. Tatius surrounded these springs with a maple palisade, and encircled his camp securely with heaped up earth. What then was Rome, when Cure's trumpeter made Jove's neighboring crags vibrate with his long-drawn call? And where now laws are enacted for subject lands, Sabine javelins stood piled in the Roman Forum. Our ramparts were hills, where now the Senate house is hedged about with walls. The war horse drank from that same spring. And here Tarpeia drew water for the goddess she served. The earthenware jar weighed hard on the crown of her head. And could one death suffice that evil girl who wished to betray your sacred flames, Vesta? She saw Tatius maneuver upon the sandy flats and lift his blazoned weapons above the yellow mane. Stunned at the king's appearance and his kingly armor, she let the jar slip from between her forgetful hands. Often she excused herself because the innocent moon boded ill, and said she must wash her hair in the stream. She often proffered silvery lilies to flattering nymphs, that Romulus' spear might not wound Tatius's features. And when she climbed the misty Capitol, as the first fires smoked, she brought back her arms all scratched by prickly brambles, and sitting on her own Tarpeian heights she thus bewept her unbearable hurt to Jove in his shrine near by. You fires of the camp and tents of Tatius' squadron, and Sabine armor lovely in my eyes, oh, would that I might sit a captive before your hearths, if as a captive I might behold my Tatius' face. Goodbye, you Roman hills, and Rome that's added to those hills, and Vesta made ashamed by my unchastity. That horse whose mane is soothed by Tatius' own right hand shall bear my desire to his camp. What wonder that Scylla vented her wrath on her father's hair, and her gleam-white groin was turned to wrathful hounds? What wonder the monstrous brother's horns were betrayed, when the tortuous path was opened by gathered thread? How great a reproach shall I be made to Estonian girls, ordained to serve, and a traitress to virginity's hearth? If anyone wonders that Pallas's fires are extinguished, let him forgive me. The altar is sprinkled with my tears. Tomorrow, so rumor says, the whole city shall drink. You shall capture the dew-soaked ridge of the thorny hill. The whole path is treacherously slick, for it hides always silent water along its deceptive track. Oh, would that I knew that the muse of magic's incantations! I would have brought strength as well to my beautiful one. You, the ornate toga suits, not that dishonorably mothered man the she-wolf's harsh and barbarous teats suckled. Thus, stranger, I shall be queen in the country, in the court. I shall be queen in the court of a country once revered. I bring no meager dower, but Rome betrayed. Or carry me off, at least. Repay in your turn, that the rape of the Sabine women may not go unavenged. I can extricate the battle joined, initiate your treaties with my wedding robe. Hymen, add your measures. Bugler, stop your savage calls. Believe it, my bed shall moderate your warfare. Already the fourth bugle sounds the approach of light, and the stars themselves fall gliding into ocean. I will attempt to sleep, will seek for dreams of you, Grant that your shade may kindly come to my eyes." She spoke, and let fall her arms in uneasy sleep, not knowing, alas, she'd laid herself down beside new frenzy. For Vesta, propitious guardian of Ilium's embers, fed her guilt and hid more firebrands in her bones. She rushed away like a Thracian Amazon, rending her robe and baring her breasts beside swift Thermodon. It was the city's feast day the fathers called Perilia. On the first such day our walls were begun. The annual banquet of shepherds, games in the city, when peasants' platters drip with succulent fare, when the drunken crowd leaps with blackened feet over wide-spaced bundles of burning hay. Romulus decreed that the watch be dismissed to their ease, the trumpets be interrupted, the camp be given rest. Tarpeia adjudged that this was her time, and came to the foe. She closed her pact, herself to be a partner in that pact. The way to ascend the hill was uncertain, but the guard had been relaxed because of the feast. Without hesitation, Tatius' sword forestalled the noisy watchdogs. Everywhere presented sleep. Only Jupiter had thought to keep watch that you might atone. She's betrayed the gate's trust and her prostrate country, and demanded that she be married on the day of her choice. But Tatius, for even the enemy, gave no honor to crime. "Marry," he said, "and ascend my royal marriage bed." He spoke, and had her crushed beneath his comrades' shields. "This was your dower, virgin, appropriate to your service." The hills obtained its name from Tarpeia, the guide. O watcher, you have the reward of an unjust fate. That is Book 4. I'll speak of Tarpeia's Grove, Tarpeia's Unsightly Tomb by Prprts.